Imagine this. You are not real. Everything around you is not real. This world as we know it is a sophisticated simulation. A startling statement, isn't it? Welcome to the world of simulation theory, a concept suggesting our existence within an advanced virtual realm. A notion not only discussed in the hallowed halls of academia, but also endorsed by tech visionary Elon Musk. Sounds like a wild idea, right? Well, let's dive deeper into this intriguing concept. So, what exactly is this simulation theory? Well, let's dive in. The simulation hypothesis or simulation theory proposes that all of reality, including Earth and the entire universe, could in fact be an artificial simulation, much like a computer game. This isn't just any game though. It's an incredibly advanced one, created by a civilization with a technology far beyond anything we can comprehend. Now, imagine for a moment a future where human beings have developed the technology to create a perfect simulation of reality. This wouldn't just be a virtual reality, but a fully immersive world with its own set of rules and physics. In this world, the inhabitants would have their own consciousness, thinking they're living in a base reality, not realizing it's all a simulation. This is where the simulation theory gets really interesting. It suggests that if such a simulation is possible in the future, then it's also likely we are currently living in one. Why? Well, if a civilization reaches a point where it can simulate reality, it wouldn't just stop at creating one. It would create thousands, millions, perhaps even billions of simulations. And in that case, the odds would be overwhelmingly against us living in the one true reality. This theory takes a step further and hypothesizes that our creators might be a more technologically advanced civilization. They could be humans of the far future, conducting an experiment on their ancestors, or they could be an entirely different species, observing us like we observe lab rats. The simulation theory is a modern take on the age-old philosophical question: what is reality? It's an idea that challenges our perception of the world, suggesting that what we see, touch, and experience might just be lines of code in an extraordinarily advanced computer program. A mind-bending concept, isn't it? But what if I told you some of the brightest minds of our time support this theory? You might be wondering, how can we possibly prove such a theory? Enter quantum theory. Quantum theory, an integral pillar of modern physics, is our greatest ally in exploring the concept of a simulated universe. Specifically, an experiment known as the double-slit experiment offers intriguing hints towards our reality potentially being a sophisticated simulation. Imagine you're throwing pebbles into a calm pond. You'd expect each pebble to create its own ripple pattern, right? Now, suppose you had two slits in a wall. If you threw pebbles through these slits, you'd anticipate two corresponding ripple patterns on the other side. The double-slit experiment is similar, but instead of pebbles, we're dealing with particles of light, photons. When scientists fired photons through two slits, they expected two bands of light on the screen behind, just like the pebble ripples. However, what they observed was an interference pattern, as if the photons were behaving like waves rather than individual particles. Here's the kicker. This wave-like behavior occurred even when photons were fired one at a time. It was as though each photon went through both slits simultaneously, interfered with itself, and created a wave pattern. This baffling phenomenon is known as wave-particle duality, a cornerstone of quantum theory. Now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with living in a simulation? Well, it's interesting to note that this wave-like behavior of photons only occurs when they are not observed. The moment we decide to measure or observe which slit the photon passes through, it behaves like a particle again, not a wave. This is like a video game that only renders graphics that the player is currently looking at to save processing power. Similarly, the universe seems to render certain aspects of reality only when observed. This phenomenon, known as quantum superposition, suggests that particles exist in all states at once until observed, much like a computer simulation that holds all possibilities in memory but only displays a certain outcome when required. So, when we delve into the subatomic world, reality starts to feel a lot less real and a lot more computed. The universe, at its most fundamental level, appears to be following a set of rules not unlike those of a computer program. So does this mean we are indeed living in a simulated world? It's a question that continues to baffle scientists and philosophers alike as we delve further into the mysteries of quantum theory and simulation. Before we delve deeper into the support this theory has garnered among esteemed scientists and thinkers, let's take a moment to engage with our community. If you're finding this exploration of the simulation theory intriguing, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think we could be living in a simulation? What aspects of this theory do you find most compelling or perhaps most unsettling? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you're enjoying this journey into the mysteries of the cosmos, don't forget to hit the like button. Your support helps us continue creating content like this. Also, if you haven't already, do consider subscribing to our channel. By doing so, you'll join a community of curious minds, eager to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Plus, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos. So, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss a thing. Now, let's dive back into our exploration of the simulation theory and discover what some of the greatest minds of our generation have to say about it. Elon Musk, the tech mogul, strongly believes that we are living in a simulation. This statement, though shocking to some, is not without its fair share of supporters in the scientific community and beyond. Musk himself has often spoken about the rapid advancements in technology, citing video games as a prime example. From the pixelated games of the past to the near photorealistic, immersive experiences of today, he argues, it's not unreasonable to consider that future generations might create simulations indistinguishable from our reality. But it's not just about video games. Renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson has also weighed in on the topic. He suggests that our universe follows mathematical laws and patterns, which could be indicative of a programmed reality. Like the binary code of zeros and ones behind our digital world, the universe might just be following its own code. Philosopher Nick Bostrom's simulation argument, too, has garnered attention. Bostrom proposes that if a civilization could reach a post-human stage with immense computing power, they might run ancestor simulations or simulations of their evolutionary history. We, living out our lives, could be one such simulation. Even quantum physics lends credence to this theory, with phenomena like quantum entanglement and superposition behaving in ways that seem to defy the laws of classical physics, but might make sense in a simulated universe. Not all scientists and thinkers agree, of course. Some argue that the simulation hypothesis is untestable and therefore unscientific. Others suggest that it's more philosophical than scientific, more akin to a modern form of solipsism or the ancient idea of Maya, an illusionary world in Eastern philosophies. Yet the fact remains that the simulation theory has found support among some of the brightest minds of our generation. From tech geniuses to astrophysicists, philosophers to quantum theorists, the idea that we might be living in an advanced virtual world is being taken seriously. These are not just random thoughts, but are backed by scientific theories and experiments. Whether you find the idea intriguing, terrifying, or downright absurd, one thing is clear. The conversation around the simulation theory is far from over. So, if we are indeed living in a simulation, what does that mean for us? It's a question that tugs at the edges of our comprehension, pulling us into a realm of philosophical and existential inquiry. If we are mere bytes of data in an advanced computational system, it brings forth a multitude of implications, both intriguing and unnerving. Firstly, it reshapes our understanding of existence. The very fabric of our reality would be a construct, a meticulously designed program. Every atom, every emotion, every sunrise, and every heartbeat, all mere illusions, a product of an intricate digital matrix. Secondly, it begs the question of free will. If we are part of a simulation, are our choices truly ours, or are they predetermined outcomes in the cosmic code? Are we the authors of our destiny or merely characters in a pre-written digital narrative? Thirdly, it has profound implications for morality and ethics. If our reality is a construct, what does that mean for our moral compass? Do the concepts of right and wrong, good and evil, still hold meaning in a simulated universe? And finally, it raises existential questions about the nature of the simulators. Who are they? Are they a superior, otherworldly species? Or perhaps they are our future descendants, exploring their past through the lens of simulation. Whatever the case, their existence and motivations remain fascinating enigmas. Yet, in the face of these daunting questions, it's important to remember that life, whether simulated or not, remains a precious, unique experience. It's a complicated symphony of thoughts, emotions, and experiences, all woven together to create the tapestry of our existence. In the end, the simulation theory serves as a powerful reminder of the mystery and wonder of life. It pushes us to question, to explore, to seek answers, and to marvel at the complexity and beauty of existence. Whether we are living in a simulation or not, it certainly makes us question our perception of reality. The simulation theory is indeed a mind-boggling concept. We've traversed through its basics, analyzed how quantum theory bolsters it, and heard from scientists and thinkers who entertain this idea. The implication of living in a simulation isn't just a sci-fi trope, but a theory with growing support. While we may not have definitive proof yet, the possibility that we might be living in a simulation certainly gives us a new perspective on life and reality.